What's going on, Geminites? It's your boy Gem Mint.
Milton the Manimal.
We're here with the Aquaman movie review. This is the pre-viewing.
The prologue.
The prologue. We haven't seen it yet. We're about to go. So we want to talk about our expectations. My expectations are low.
Mine are pretty high.
What? Okay, everyone's saying it's really good.
Not because of that. I liked, since the first trailer, when I think we saw in San Diego Comic-Con, okay. I've been pretty positive about this movie. Like, I really liked what I saw. I like the visuals. The only thing I guess maybe I'm a little worried about, it looks heavy on the CGI because obviously it's underwater.
Right.
But I actually have pretty high expectations.
You remember the intro to those trailers?
Yeah. My father was a lighthouse keeper. Yeah, that was pretty weird.
So the second trailer was really long, and it was like so many different sets. It was like the desert, jumping in buildings, and the water. I don't know. I heard mixed reactions. I've heard people say it's the best comic book movie of the year. I don't see how that's possible. People are saying that it's really weird and it's not like a lot of other comic book movies.
I did also hear that like the costumes and the CGI are a little like jarring, but also I mean, Aquaman's costume's always been a little, So, but I mean, I like it and I really like Jason Momoa. I think he brings a personality that's been lacking to Aquaman.
He's gonna save it if anything. Yeah. Like I definitely like Jason Momoa. DCEU, not the best track record.
You know what, though? I did read today that they're almost saying that it's not even really a part of the DCEU anymore.
Yeah. Because they're going to have to Wonder Woman this thing.
Yeah.
So, any last words?
No, so your low expectations. Mine are pretty high.
I'm thinking I'm going to go in low, and I'm going to like it more than I thought. At least I hope so. I tend to like everything.
Yeah, I think it's going to be about as good as I think it's going to be.
Yeah, I think I might be there with you. I'm not really looking for much out of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like whatever. All right, well, with that being said, stay tuned. We'll be back with the non-spoiler review. And then after that, we'll do some spoilers.
For sure.
All right, stay tuned. All right, man, we are back. Whew, feels like I just went 12 rounds.
So the movie started at 6. There was a good number of previews. Yeah. It was still a long-ass movie. It was a 2.5 hour long movie.
The movie was long.
Yeah.
But, all right, so I didn't dislike the movie. I liked it.
Let's start with expectations. So what your expectations were, where do you stand now? You said you weren't expecting much. You're actually, I felt like you said, nah. You kind of were expecting less than what you thought.
But it's kind of what I did expect.
It is?
But I liked it more than I thought I would.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew there was going to be a lot of sceneries from the preview.
Yeah.
But I didn't dislike it.
So I was expecting higher. I liked it well enough, but it was less than what I thought it was going to be.
So it definitely is a visual treat.
Yeah. Very, like, Avatar-esque.
Very Tron, Avatar, we want to talk about it now. Very Star Wars vibe.
There was some Star Wars theme-ish.
For me, I felt like there was a Thor Ragnarok theme. I don't know if you caught that. Or
yeah, the colors.
The colors, the little 80s
retro
music.
Type stuff, yeah.
The Star Wars stuff as far as like the Attilan, is that what you call them?
Atlanteans.
Had like the ones that can't breathe air have these stormtrooper type suits with water in their helmets or whatever.
Right. Yeah, so things I didn't really like. I wasn't crazy about like the underwater ships. And so like I'm not super well versed in DC stuff. Anything New 52 and on is pretty much my history. But I don't remember ever seeing, and I might get grilled in the comments, but I don't remember ever seeing like ships.
Like spaceships.
Spaceships underwater. I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say I wasn't feeling it, but in my mind I was like, why do you guys have vehicles?
I was kind of, why do you have it? Like, I didn't mind them riding, like, the sharks and stuff. That was cool.
Seahorses and all that.
The seahorses, but, like, the ships, like, they had, like, a command, they had, like, a Death Star. Or like
they had the big one.
Star Destroyer in there, yeah.
I don't know, it didn't really bother me, but it just felt very borrowed from, like, other types of movies.
They were shooting lasers.
Water converts into lasers.
I wasn't really feeling that.
We were like, what? Water?
So one thing that, especially New 52 and on, with Aquaman storylines, it's very like a mix between the water stuff but also sorcery. They didn't touch that at all. That kind of bugged me.
No, and I'm only reading the New 52 stuff right now. I'm like halfway through the omnibus.
Yeah, so I mean, they get a lot into like, they deal a lot with magic, and they didn't really do that at all. I wasn't feeling the lasers and the technology.
However, I did feel like you got a whole Aquaman movie out of it, like an origin, a beginning.
Yeah.
A lot of time with his parents, his whole arc from zero to hero.
Right.
There was a lot of corny parts, I thought. A lot of the dialogue was corny. In the beginning, anytime Aquaman made a remark, it plays little music like down, like 5 or 6 times. A lot of corny things like him jumping on the ship, talking about what did he say?
May I come aboard? Yeah,
there was a ton of that.
Yeah. Permission to come aboard.
Yeah, like a lot of corny lines, which is not his fault. I mean, he did good.
Yeah. So the depiction of him has been a little like I've liked it well enough, but I'm kind of past the whole bro surfer Aquaman.
A little much.
It was a little much, but I do like him. I thought he was really good.
He was likable.
Yeah. He was a good Aquaman, and I like how I think we've talked about this before, how he's having fun as Aquaman, which is kind of cool.
And the thing about his surfer bro thing is like that's his point in the movie. He's like, I'm not trying to do any of this shit. I just want to drink beer and chill. Y'all got me mixed up in this shit, so it kind of works in that sense.
But it kind of went on a little.
Yeah, a little much. I mean, it's like a long-ass movie.
So, what are some things you liked? I know some things I liked.
Man, I like Black Manta.
Okay, so let's talk about characters you liked.
Dope. Loved Black Manta. I liked his father. I liked the whole dynamic of these pirates, generations of pirates.
Yeah, it was
from
cool.
Grandfather to father to son. I like them.
I did like Black Manta a lot. I kind of wish he would have got more.
Yeah.
Bigger thing, but they kind of set him up well.
Right.
I liked Mira a lot. We talked about her lines were kind of her lines were written poorly.
So she had some corny stuff, but I like
she
what
was
you
like the
said.
guide, like the leader the whole time. I like guiding him.
What you said in the car is like a lot of times this superhero's on his own and he's the only one like him.
Right.
But he had like a ride or die chick the whole time who was badass.
Yo, her fight scenes were awesome.
So the fight scenes in this movie altogether were awesome.
Yeah,
in the beginning with Atlanta. I don't know.
Hotlanta.
Is it really Atlanta?
It wasn't Atlanta.
It was ATL Shouty. Fight scene with her in the beginning was dope.
Was good.
The fight with Aquaman, with his brother, those scenes were good.
They were good, yeah.
They had a lot of big war scenes, which were okay, I guess, as far as Star Wars type scenes go.
I'm never crazy about CGI. It was a very CGI heavy movie.
Yeah, which
But what can you do? It's underwater.
But this part that wasn't CGI, which we see in the trailer, the scene which it takes place in Italy where they're running on the rooftops.
Yeah,
that was really dope.
That was cool, and I think we talked about this in the car in terms of Mira. Her little fight, her with her powers in there. I don't want to spoil anything. Was awesome. I really liked
letting loose a little bit, showing what she can do.
With Black Man in the background was dope too.
It was, man, and then like the stormtroopers are chasing her. That was cool.
So I think those characters were the ones I liked. I liked Aquaman, Mira, and Black Manta.
Well, what about his mother and father? Who's the mother? Kim Basinger? No. What's her name? Nicole Kidman.
Yeah,
Nicole Kidman.
She was okay, but it was
Atlanta.
just like I didn't think there was anything special about her.
I liked her.
The dad was
cool.
like, "Yo, how'd he score this babe?"
He got lucked
right
out.
place, right time, I guess.
I thought it was weird. So, is this how it is in the comics? Only royal blood can breathe air, and everyone else can breathe water.
I don't want to speak on it, but I wasn't sure about it until they said it in the movie.
I was like, what? That's weird.
I did like the brother. I liked Ocean. I like Ocean Master as a character, and I thought they did him well. I think they portrayed him correctly.
I like how Ocean Master is not his villain name. It's like
it's
a title.
Yeah.
That was dope. Because
cool.
I'm not really versed on Aquaman comics like that.
Yeah.
So that was cool. So overall,
things you didn't like. Let's talk about things you didn't like. So I kind of talked about the spaceships underwater. I wasn't a big fan of that.
Yeah, I mean, if I want to nitpick, the corny lines, there was a lot of corniness. I don't know. It was a little predictable.
Yeah, there was not anything. We talked about what are we going to talk about in the spoilers? Because it really doesn't feel like...
There's no spoilers. The only way it would be spoiled if I told you while you were watching like the first quarter of the movie. And I'm like, oh, this happens later. Yeah, but if you didn't watch this movie and I said whatever, you wouldn't even know it was a spoiler.
So one thing I really liked about it...
Aquaman dies at the end. No.
And this is going to come back in... we have a ranking coming up.
Yeah, we're going to rank it.
One of the things that I think that helped it out the most was... It's the first time we've ever seen Aquaman. So, like, the origin story stuff, we've never seen this before.
It's not the first time we've seen it.
I mean, in terms of a movie.
It's not Justice League.
Like an Aquaman movie.
Yeah.
Like a story of Aquaman.
So it's not like a Batman or a Superman.
We haven't seen... This isn't like the
Spider-Man.
reboot of an Aquaman movie.
So for their first try, they did all right.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
They did all right.
Yeah.
So what else? Is there anything else we want to talk about before? What I do want to say, and this is going to come a good segue into the rankings.
Okay.
It didn't feel like a DCEU movie.
No.
as far as
it was lighter.
It felt more like a Marvel movie with the lighter tone, the bright colors. It wasn't dark and brooding.
True.
It wasn't dark.
Do you kind of feel like though when I see that kind of stuff, I don't know if it's just me now with the MCU and the DCEU, and now I'm kind of like, man, you're trying to steal their game.
Right.
You know, I don't know. It kind of feels like poserish.
So they do tie it into Justice League a little bit. One little mention that said no mention of Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman. They just reference Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf, yeah.
What was I just going to say?
So it happens post Justice League, is what we know.
Yeah, we do know that. But I was just going to say something.
I was talking about how it kind of feels like whenever they try that now, I'm like, oh, you're kind of copying Marvel's game.
Yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say.
But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it well enough. Might have been a little too long.
A little long.
But
they did a whole movie.
They did a whole movie. You got your money's worth.
Yo, that movie looked expensive as hell.
Oh hell yeah,
that movie looked expensive.
Okay, so we got a little ranking system. We don't want to rank it by itself 1 out of 10. We want to try something new with this. We want to rank it in terms of the other DCEU movies. So we got Man of Steel, Suicide Squad, Batman vs. Superman, Justice League, and Wonder Woman, and Aquaman.
Is that it? There's really just that?
Those 6.
So Suicide Squad is the worst.
Okay, so we're gonna start from worst to best. So yours is
Suicide Squad.
That was gonna be mine.
Okay, so we're 1-1.
Okay, so let me go on what I think the next worst.
Go ahead.
Is. I think I'm gonna go Batman vs. Superman.
I'm with you. Yes, 100%.
What's your next worst?
The next worst one out of Justice League.
Okay, not for me.
But Superman, Man of Steel.
No, it's gonna be Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
So I'm not crazy about Wonder Woman.
You're tripping. Wonder Woman. Okay, I know. Yeah.
I saw exactly Wonder Woman when I saw Captain America: First Avenger.
So then, is your next one Justice League? You think Justice League is better than Wonder Woman?
I'll tell you why. I liked it better because you got all those characters.
Okay,
that's
right.
why. That's the only saving grace.
Okay, so I think we're gonna just swap because I'm gonna say Justice League, then Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go
number 2.
Damn.
We're at number 2.
I'm gonna go Aquaman.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go Man of Steel.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much almost the same.
Yeah. I think Wonder Woman was a better movie.
Hold on. Do I really think Aquaman was better than Wonder Woman? So Wonder Woman was great. Very weak villain.
Yeah, and like I said, the thing that's always bugged me about Wonder Woman was it was Captain America: First Avenger.
Yeah.
World War I instead of World War II. Same movie, same plot, same thing.
Yeah.
That always bugs me about that.
I mean, that's how I'm feeling right now. Yeah. Maybe another day it'll be something different, but this was fun and bright and colorful and funny and had a good tone to it.
Isn't it kind of crazy that Man of Steel being the first one out is still what we kind of consider?
I like Man of Steel.
I love Man of Steel.
It's more of a grounded, realistic version of Superman.
Yeah, which is tough to do.
Right?
So.
Okay. So overall, we're all over the place. The movie was a little bit all over the place.
Yeah. It was a lot, to be honest with you. It was really a lot. So the spoiler section is going to be short, I think.
All right, so that's our final thing. Let us know what you thought about Aquaman in the comments below. Drop us a like on the way out. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more movie reviews and daily comic book content. And stick around if you want to talk spoilers. Yeah.
We're back in spoilers?
And we're back now.
So, some spoilers. One of the things I didn't want to talk about in my likes for the movie was I was a big fan of the comic accurate costumes.
Which we see in the trailers.
Which you see in the trailers. But some people be like, I didn't want to be ruined. And maybe they had avoided trailers. So I don't want to say that. I loved that they put him in the classic gold, green, orange costume.
Did it look funny to you when he stepped out of that waterfall with that on?
No, because I'd already seen it in the previews.
But to me, it didn't look funny because everything was looking like that the whole damn movie.
Oh, you mean in terms of the rest of the movie? Yes.
Yeah. So, it was cool that he fought the Kraken or whatever the hell that was. He was the worthy chosen one.
I liked Mira's costume. I loved Ocean Masters.
Mira was kind of... Ocean Masters was
spot on.
100%.
Spot on.
Loved
I was a big fan. So what other spoilers are there, really?
His brother was kind of a dick.
Yeah, but everyone knows that.
Yeah. Well, his Ocean Master helmet was whack. Those fucking sunglasses that were in there.
Well, that's how it always is.
But why does it look like sunglasses?
I don't know.
Like Black Manta had big glasses looking things.
Well, so he had the head because it had to control the beam. Remember, he was like, I got to make the helmet bigger because it had to control the beams. So let's talk Black Manta spoilers. So we see Black Manta. He gets some Atlantean tech from Orm. He's kind of working for Ocean Master. And he somehow, this kind of bugged me. Somehow he's like, oh, I just knew how to hot wire all this Atlantean
He straight
shit.
Iron Man that shit. Like
Painted it black.
They gave him a perfectly good suit.
It was all white.
And he decided to Iron Man the shit, and somehow he was good at it.
Somehow he didn't blow himself up. How about the part where he opened it and put the goo out and knew what to do with the goo? I'm like, yo, what
about how
you got a lot of goo
water
experience?
converts it to plasma, like a little drop? They poured water out of a shell.
A seashell.
I was like, what? That shit was kind of whack, man.
So,
and it shoots this powerful laser beam. Like, what?
But Black Manta was cool overall.
They had the Fifth Element scene with the dry stone with the...
Oh, yeah. The drop of water.
The stones are in me.
So... I mean, there's not a lot of spoilers, really. Like you said, it was pretty predictable. You kind of knew what was going on.
He ends up becoming the rightful king.
His mother's not dead.
He saves everybody. What about his brother? Hey, when you're ready, we'll talk.
We'll talk. My father's the lighthouse keeper.
That was in the movie.
With the whole movie, didn't know that was coming out in the last, 10 seconds of the movie.
We were sitting kind of far apart, because we had, there was 7 of us. And as soon as it happened, I'm like...
So let's talk post-credit scene. That's probably the biggest spoiler.
So Black Manta's not dead.
Yeah,
he's on the piece of the Titanic that Kate was on when they floated off.
Right.
So he's not dead. Someone saves him.
Stephen Shin, the
Stephen
professor.
Shin.
Yeah.
And it was cool. So they threw him in as almost like an Easter egg on the news, like midway.
Right. Yeah.
And at the end, he helps bring Black Manta back to life.
And so his character's always kind of been this conspiracy theory guy, and he's always trying to prove her wrong.
He just wants to know what's up with it.
Yeah, but everyone dogs him out and kind of makes him look like an idiot. So he's trying to prove him wrong. So they'll team up, so we'll probably see, which is good. You don't want to see a main villain like Black Manta. I mean, that's his main villain.
So I thought it was cool how they showed the death of Black Manta's father, but I thought they were going to kill Aquaman's father, and they didn't do it.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought they were going to cut off his hand, too, and they didn't do it.
So speaking of, I feel like I was going to see the death. Oh, you know what? Something I was thinking about during the movie? When he reunites with his mother, I'm thinking, bro... These DCEU boys all have mom complexes. Like a bunch of mama's boys. Martha, mommy.
A bunch of mama's boys. Yeah. Even Ocean Master. He drops his whole crusade as soon as he sees mama.
As soon as mommy comes.
And he's like, I was bad.
But,
mama's boys.
It was good, man. I mean, it was good enough. It wasn't amazing.
It didn't suck. It was corny. You knew it was going to be a little corny. I mean, it's freaking Aquaman.
I definitely don't feel like it's... risen my hopes for the DCEU.
No. So that's... I
don't feel like they bombed, though.
I feel like they're straying away from what their original plan was, and they're doing these one-shot movies that are more successful than their team movies.
So far, yeah.
But I think they're going to go further away. Look at Shazam. That shit's not tying into nothing, man.
Yeah. We'll see.
So I guess that's everything.
There wasn't a lot of spoilers.
No, I mean... I'm surprised we even did a spoiler section.
Yeah.
What's next up, man? Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
And then Endgame?
And then Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. All right. Say minute, yo.
Peace.
What are we talking about? Spoilers.
Post-credit scene and costumes, maybe. I should have talked about costumes before, but I'll bring it up here.
All right,
so
so
ruin it for anyone,
they can still hear us.
Okay.
I thought the costumes were fine.
Wait.